ACSblog is here with constitutional law expert Geoffrey Stone. Professor Stone, can you provide us a summary of your version of principled constitutionalism and how that can enable people to counter conservative originalism?
Well, what we were concerned about is the fact that over the past 40 years, conservatives have largely dominated the debate about the appropriate role of courts in constitutional interpretation, and felt it was important to address some of those issues. So basically, there are 2 points. So one is that the conservative analysis of constitutional interpretation, which is basically founded on ideas like calling balls and strikes and originalism, is largely empty and disingenuous, and it's important for individuals to know that there's a difference between a marketing campaign and a serious methodology of constitutional interpretation, and that the basic precepts that conservative jurists have put forth may sound nice in the abstract, but in practical effect haven't been honored by those justices, and in any event are largely incoherent. On the other hand, it's argued that there is in fact a coherent, principled, persuasive approach to constitutional interpretation that supports a progressive understanding of the Constitution. And that view essentially is focused on the fact that the reason we need courts for purposes of judicial review is because there are inevitable dysfunctions in the majoritarian political process. And those dysfunctions most often involve issues like discrimination against groups that have historically been subordinated and underrepresented in the political process, and those circumstances where a momentary majority wants to take advantage of its political power to capture and to perpetuate its own power. And in those situations, it's imperative for courts to be able to step in and correct for those dysfunctions. And so the argument essentially is that there is a coherent, persuasive, principled rationale for judicial review, and it's based largely upon the need for courts to correct those deficiencies in the majoritarian political process that lead to the worst violations of our Constitution.
Great. Thank you, Professor Stone.